Bailey, you've played all 13 games in your rookie season. That's marvellous. Have you proved the point you set out to prove?
Not quite yet, I don't think. I think it's a great start, and it's been a bit of a dream start for me. But I think there's still 9 games left, so there's plenty of time to keep going and keep improving. Hopefully.
I've noticed a couple of times this year you've been pinged for little off-the-ball incidents behind the plate. Is that part of your strategy, part of your game?
I think just playing that tagging role, it's something that I wasn't used to, and having that scrutiny as well is something that I wasn't used to. So 3 separate incidents, which is a bit unfortunate, but I've learnt from each one, and it's something that I'm looking to get out of my game.
What are your goals personally for the rest of the season?
I think pretty similar to what they've been all year. Hopefully keep getting on the park and keep playing AFL footy, and then keep looking to learn from each individual game and from all the coaches and the senior players. Just trying to soak in as much information as I can to try to keep improving.
What about from a team perspective? Do you sit down and up across the bar and sort of assess where you can go from here?
I don't think we don't generally look at the season as the 9 games to go as a whole. I think we tend to try to just look ahead at each challenge as it comes up. As they always say in footy, 1 week at a time. But I think that's the reality of this industry. That's the only way you can do it. Because if you start looking too far ahead, you lose your mental edge for the coming weeks. So we're just focusing on Brisbane this week at home.
You've had, in a short career, you've had some great wins. Beating Adelaide's probably the best one. You've had some pretty heavy losses. How do you, as a rookie, sort of deal with the emotional rollercoaster of those sort of conflicting results?
Yeah, it's definitely one of the biggest challenges of AFL footy is trying to, as you say, ride that roller coaster and trying to minimise as much as possible the emotional response over the course of the whole week. Obviously, it's natural to feel disappointed straight after a big loss, but trying to bounce back as quickly as you can from those losses. And I think a win like that one against Adelaide was just awesome for us and awesome for the club, and the whole fan base was really behind us late in that game, and that gave us a lot of really good momentum that we're trying to ride. We're still trying to ride that now.
Do you look to the senior players to sort of help you through those early stages of disappointment and also keep a cap on the excitement after a big one?
Yeah, for sure. Blokes like Dave Mundy, Sandilands, they've been there, done that for years on end. So it's definitely something that, as younger blokes, we try to look to them and take our cues from them, and they've been really strong leaders throughout the year, and that certainly makes our job easier as young players coming through.
Weekend with no games, how's the body feeling at the moment? It's a bit fresher than what it's been for most of the year?
Yeah, for sure. It's been really nice having a couple of days off. Definitely something that is really helpful for me, and all the boys, I think, really enjoyed having a couple of days off just to relax and recover.
With a young team, was it more important for you guys just to be able to, because so many of you haven't experienced the AFL, the start of an AFL season before, was it important, especially for this team, to finally get that break?
Yeah, well, hard for me to say because obviously it's my first year, but I think being in that first year and you can get caught up in the bubble a little bit, so it was definitely nice as a young player to relax for a little bit and have a couple of days off.
Did you go away or did you hang around?
No, I was just around here. I'm a local boy, so just hanging out with family and friends and spending a bit of time doing not much, which was really nice.
Is it the physical side of the game or the mental side of the game that becomes the hardest thing to get through as a first year?
I think it's the combination of the two. Obviously, your physical starts adding up as the weeks go on. You start picking up a couple of more little niggles here and there. And the mental side, I think the bye is really important to have those couple of days off and refresh and not think too much about footy for a couple of days.
Brisbane's week, there's a few targets for you. Who's to tag? Who's the most likely, do you reckon?
Not sure. I generally don't find out if I'm tagging till pretty late and don't find out who until a bit later on in the week. So it's really all whatever Ross decides.
Did you watch Brisbane on the weekend?
I didn't know.
No. Do you not? How do you prepare? If you don't know who you're going to get, what's your week like? As when you might tag or might not?
Well, I sort of prepare. It generally doesn't matter necessarily who I'm playing on. The preparation is still pretty similar in terms of focusing about myself and what I have to do, because they're all gun players. They're all really strong players. and it's just those little tweaks when you find out who you're playing on, that you're like left or right foot, and what they like to do around stoppages. But as a whole, generally your mindset going in is pretty similar, no matter who you're playing on.
It's stressful.
It is stressful, knowing that you're coming up against the best players in the comp. You're tagging them for a reason, because they are such good players. So it is definitely a stressful experience, but you learn that much from it. That
You've had some pretty big raps on you early on. I think David King said that you in the All-Australian conversation. How do you have a little smile to yourself when they take on board, or you try and block it out?
I think it's hard to avoid that sort of stuff. Like mates are sending it to you and that sort of thing, but you don't try to focus on it too much. And really, blokes like that outside the club, they don't have as much information as what your coaches and things do. So you try to focus more on what your coaches and what other players are saying, and then anything that blokes like King and that say is a bonus.
As you develop, where do you see yourself ending up? A continual tagger's role? Or I know you'd like to play forward.
Yeah, we've been playing forward the last couple of weeks, which has been a bit different to tagging, being able to go forward and kick some goals and play with a bit of freedom, which has been nice. But I suppose it's just wherever Ross and the other coaching panel see me ending up. But I'm happy playing whatever role they need me to at the moment.